What's up everybody, I'm Kara, welcome back to my channel, and I just wanted to hop on here and let y'all know what I have been working on lately. A couple finished projects. Number one is the Metamorphic by Andrea Mowry. It is done, it is beautiful, and I need it to be fall so I can wear it. I am very pleased with this. Sorry, it's wrinkled, I've had it folded. So I knit this with Cascade Woolpaca and some Feederbrook Entropy DK, and it is so yummy and gorgeous and really fun to knit. I can't wait to wear it. What size did I do? I feel like I did size 2, and I did not end up doing all the decreases that the pattern called for the sleeves. I think I only did maybe half the number of decreases it called for, and it was pretty tight, which I was kind of surprised. So that's finished object number one. Number two is this gorgeous woven baby blanket. So this is the blanket that I showed you that I had put on my loom last episode. Here it is. I used Barocco Vintage DK for the warp and one, not even the full ball, of Universal Color Burst. I think I maybe used 80% of the yarn. I have a good amount left. It's gorgeous. I'm very pleased with it. Like, I'm really proud of this. So last night I got the edge hemmed and everything, and it's been wet finished and it is ready to send off. This is going along with the tiny sweater I made. And yeah, I'm like, oh, this is nice. I kind of want one for myself. But yeah, I am very happy with this. And now I'm like, oh, if I like start feeling like really confident and feel good about like my warping, that's really the hardest part for me, is getting the loom warped. Maybe I'll start cranking stuff out to sell in the shop. I don't know, we'll see. So that's the blanket. Next up, these are kind of, I'd put these in the finished object category. 2 4-ounce braids, plied. I just gotta wet set them. Here is braid number 1. It's got some stellina in there. And then I've got this purple Polworth. And it is super fine. Like, this is probably a fingering weight, 3-ply. And this is my default. I spun this one at a little bit thicker than my default because I am trying, well, what did I decide? I actually can't remember if I decided to do my alpaca BFL at my default or a little bit thicker than my default. I know I decided to do a 4-ply for that, but I think it's gonna be, I think it needs to be thicker than my default anyways. I spun this one up at thicker than my default to kind of keep myself in that zone. I chain plied this up last night. This one's been chain plied for a minute. I just gotta take them off and wet finish them. Maybe I'll do that after this video. What am I gonna do with them? I don't know. Oh, and I have one more. I have one more finished project. I haven't blocked this yet. Here's a bright highlighter coral, bulky weight. Wow, it's really bright. It is not this bright in person. I mean, maybe in some lights, but like, wow. Yeah, this is just a basic, what did I do? A 2x1 rib. A 2x1 rib, bulky weight, hat, Cascade 128. I knit this in like 4 hours. Literally what happened was I was restocking yarn at work. And I like looked directly at this yarn and I was like, a hat and an all black outfit. So then I immediately cast it on. So yeah, 3 to 4 hours, bulky weight hat. All right, so works in progress. I still have my jaunty going on. I haven't really touched that since last video, so it's about the same. I know that I am not at the halfway point to start the decreases yet. I'll just show it to you. I'm not quite halfway through my yarn to start the decreases yet, but we're almost there, so. Maybe it's a bit bigger than the last time you saw it. I don't know. I know I have not been focusing on this because I've been working on all of my other projects. I carry it around with me as a, you know, that simple, I don't really want to think project. Slowly but surely. The next work in progress update is my honey tea. Ba-ba. She is ready for sleeves. I've been avoiding it because I haven't felt like doing the pickup, but I need to. Sheep and wool is in what? 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks? I don't think it's 3 weeks at this point. I think it's closer to 2 weeks. So I gotta finish it. So I picked up and did the collar, and as you can see, it's a different color because I don't know where I went wrong with my yarn math, because by my calculations, I was only 1 skein short of the green. But as you can see, 150-gram skein would not get me 2 sleeves and a collar. So, I don't know what went wrong. I don't know. But anyways, so the sleeves are gonna be this cream color too, but I think that's gonna be fun. The length is pretty perfect. I ended up doing a I-cord bind off because I don't know, I didn't feel like doing the ribbing. The honey tea. Those are all of my updates, projects you've seen before. I don't really feel like talking about my work knitting. I've been trying to crank the honey tea out. That's also for work, technically. So I've been trying to crank that one out so I can get it done in time for Super Bowl. I finished the Metamorphic and the baby blanket, and I said, okay. Oh wait, actually, no. The Metamorphic was my cast-on prize for finishing the baby blanket. So I did that, and I finished the Metamorphic. And then I cast on 3 more projects. Neglecting that list that I made, that I showed you last time. I cast on new stuff instead! I'll show them to you. This is the Luminous Tea by Yamagara. It's kind of hard to see what's happening on the needles because it's like a triangular shape, but then there's also 2 other triangles to square out the bottom. So with it hanging on the needles, it just does not look right, but it is. Anyways, so it's this fun little, you're doing the triangle. So I'm shaping the armholes right now. It's knit bottom up, but it's kind of fun. It's a lot of knitting flat, some knitting in the round, but anyways, these are my 2 colors. I am doing, I actually don't know if I'm on gauge or not. I don't really care because it would only be by a little bit. Anyways, the yarns I'm using are Cascade Heritage in Navy, which is a fingering weight. And for my contrast color, I'm using Malabrigo Arroyo in Heirloom Vegetables, which is technically a DK weight, but it's like a really light DK weight. So the gauge is really like, it's really not that much denser than the Heritage. So it's not causing me any problems. But yeah, like this color combo, yum. I'm hoping I can get this done by sheeping wool too, because this would just be fun to wear. It's got this really cool like shoulder detailing. I'll put a picture in, but you know, we'll see if that happens. I mean, I've cranked this out instead of picking up my honey tea sleeves. Oops. This has also been relatively like mindless. Like I really just look at the pattern and it's like do this many repeats, you know, increases and decreases to make the triangle. So it's like I don't need to be sitting there looking at the pattern. Whereas the honey tea for the pickup and the sleeve shaping, I know there's some like shaping. I'm gonna be needing to look at my iPad to be looking at the pattern. I just haven't really wanted to do that. So I've cranked this sucker out. So that's new project number 1. My next new project, number 2, a rolled raglan by Jules Efterfield. And I am using Katia Cotton Merino in the green color. I don't know why I thought this yarn was a DK weight. It very clearly is not. So I had a completely different pattern picked out. It was way too dense because I was trying to knit a DK weight gauge with worsted weight yarn, and that just does not work. So I switched patterns. I'm doing the rolled raglan. And yeah. I don't know, I just wanted to make something with this yarn. I love, like, I don't know, just the semi-solidness, the marling of it all. It is a mainly cotton yarn, so it is quite stiff to work with, so I can't really work on this a ton at a time, because then my hands start hurting. Because I also thought this yarn was more wool than cotton. I apparently did not read the label, and I've been telling customers this is a DK weight yarn. Anyways, it's definitely a worsted weight yarn. And I mean, I'm having fun. I mean, classic raglan, I love a raglan. It's pretty, you know, mindless. You do the increases and until however long you're supposed to do them, and I don't need to be looking at the pattern for it. And I specifically wanted a rolled, like the rolled edges. That's just why I picked this pattern. rolled raglan. We'll see if I end up doing a rolled cuff for the sleeves and the bottom. I haven't decided yet, and I don't need to yet. There's that. That's new project number 2. And finally, last but not least, I started this weekend while we were camping. The Dewdrop Scarf by Lisa Haynes. And I'm knitting this in Malabrigo Torzal in the color Van Gogh's Sunflowers. When this yarn came in, I was like, this color, I need it, and I need it to just be like just a little scarfy. I am slightly modifying the pattern, so I only did a few increases because I don't want this to be like super wide. I think the pattern has a pretty wide scarf. I wanted it to be pretty thin. But I didn't want to do just a basic Sophie scarf, like I wanted a little bit of lace in there. So that's what I'm doing. And this yarn is so fun. And what's really surprising is that there's like literally highlighter yellow in here. I did not know that. Like if you're just looking at this, you can't tell that there's highlighter yellow in it, but working with it and in certain lights, it really like glows. But there are some bits of like really bright yellow and it's like highlighter yellow, and that's kind of fun. Yeah, I started that this weekend. I'd like to get it finished in the next, I don't know, whenever, so I can have it for fall, a bright little yellow. That's about it. I really just, I don't know, I feel like I had more, but I guess I don't. I have more plans. I've been itching to make some socks lately. I need to finish some stuff. I reorganized in here and I have a literal bin of current whips and another bin of work whips and another bin of stuff that I have the yarn and the pattern for. I'm gonna put myself on a yarn buying ban after sheep and wool. Again, not that I've gone like crazy since I did like in the last couple months, but I feel like I have at the same time. But also I don't need to buy anything at sheep and wool. I have a couple classes coming up that I might keep an eye out for yarn for. I'm also like itching to try some new stuff. It's like I've knit through most of the yarn that we carry in shop. I'm itching for some new stuff, you know? And maybe I'll make a list of stuff to like, oh, this looks interesting. I would want to work with this, and make notes of like, what do I like about it? So I can have that for like next year, maybe. I haven't really been working on my Alpaca BFL sweater spin that much, but today's pretty nice weather for going to spin outside, so I might do that. I have carded up a couple more of the bats. It's gonna be gorgeous. I want to try to spin up another, what do I have there? Like another 2.5 ounces so I can clear off one of my EEW bobbins because I just got my shipping notification for my new Starling. Hopefully showing up this week sometime. I'll probably do an unboxing video because that's gonna be fun and I'm excited. So I need to clear off that one last bobbin and these two that I showed earlier, but that'll be easy. So I need to spin more singles so I can ply that bobbin off so I can have my clear bobbins ready and I can sell the wheel. Sell my EEW because I don't think I need 2 e-spinners. That's everything I am working on thus far. Still doing some cleanup in here. Finishing some lingering projects. Sheep and wool's a couple weeks. And I'm really excited. I'm classing it up. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So that's everything I got going on. Thanks for hanging. What are your end of summer knitting plans? Maybe I'll do it. Maybe my next video will be on like my upcoming plans. We'll see. I feel like I never stick to plans. The heart wants what it wants, you know? I'll see you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.